Tiffany Stratton is addressing some big rumors and topics, so we'll see what she had to say. We'll also check out what's going on with Sami Zayn, Becky Lynch, Bray Wyatt, and more. Let's start things off with this interesting discovery from WWE fans that had everyone wondering if this was a potential spoiler or simply just a mistake. But earlier in the week, fans noticed that instead of being listed as the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were listed and labeled as the Smackdown Tag Team Champions on WWE's official website. Now, obviously this is a bit strange because the individual Smackdown Tag Team titles haven't really been a thing since before WWE unified the titles back in May 2022. So ever since that day where the Usos unified the titles all the way up till current day, the tag team titles have been simply labeled as the undisputed tag team titles. No more individual Raw or Smackdown labels. But throughout even the Usos' reign as tag team champions, there were lots of instances where rumors of WWE possibly wanting to split the tag team titles up would start to spread around. But they ultimately never split them up. And now, the rumors of WWE possibly splitting the tag team titles are back in the spotlight following this discovery from the fans. There are other popular rumors surrounding the tag team titles in recent months, that a new title design was allegedly on the way, and how they'll get rid of the double titles and only use this new one set of titles for the tag team champions. So as you can see, there's been a lot of conflicting rumors regarding the tag team titles splitting up back into two separate titles and rumors of the titles staying unified. If WWE does decide to split the tag team titles up, it looks like they won't be named the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles anymore. WWE has really moved away from the labeled brand titles, just like how we saw them remove the Raw and SmackDown labels off the women's titles. So, if the tag titles get split, it looks like the two set of tag team titles could be labeled as the World Tag Team Champions and the WWE Tag Team Champions. WWE did use the labels back in the day for the two sets of tag team champions, so it's a possibility that we see those title names return if they do decide to go through with the plans to split up the tag team titles after all. Let's get into what fans are looking at as a potential new Bray Wyatt teaser. WWE loves to either advance stories in the background of other segments or tease and hint at certain things in the background of other segments as well. And fans feel like they spotted something that could tie into the return of Bray Wyatt. On the July 24th edition of Raw, birds and skulls could be seen in the background of several different backstage segments. They were all seen backstage when Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes were walking backstage. The skull was even heavily featured in Becky Lynch's segment, with the camera even showing Becky getting close to the skull and playing with it. So, the backstage skulls and birds have opened up a whole lot of fan discussion on if they could be related to Bray Wyatt or not. Were these something that the venue themselves had hanging around? Were they just pointless props? Or was there a deeper meaning behind these birds and skulls, popping up all night long backstage on Raw? The answer is obviously unknown, but it's still doing the job of getting people talking. Bray Wyatt has used the backstage area to tease his returns and other things in years past. We've seen things like his puppets popping up backstage behind superstars, his logo sticker being planted everywhere backstage, and so much more little details that turned into bigger things. Just look at the entire White Rabbit project and how much of a success that was itself. It started off as WWE just playing a song inside venues during commercial breaks and continued to snowball into Bray Wyatt's return. So fans are curious if that's what's happening here with these skulls and birds. A lot of people have Summerslam circled on their calendar as the biggest potential return spot for Bray Wyatt. If Bray doesn't return at least by SummerSlam, then that'll be confirmation that the backstage props were meaningless after all. But if they're related to Bray and they're popping up only on Raw, maybe that's a sign that Bray could return to the Raw brand. Tiffany Stratton has quickly climbed her way to the top of NXT by becoming NXT Women's Champion. Tiffany even made a cameo appearance during a recent edition of Smackdown by being shown in the crowd. Well, Tiffany Stratton recently spoke with TV Insider and had a lot of interesting things to say. The first big rumor that she addressed was the relationship rumors about allegedly dating Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser and her personal life. Gunther posted several pictures of them all together at dinner, and Tiffany herself even revealed in an earlier interview that Ludwig has been such a big help with her in-ring career and wrestling style. So the rumors really started from there, but Tiffany never confirmed nor denied the rumors. She said that she likes to keep her private life private and has always behaved like a champion even before she was a champion. She also revealed that she was a massive fan of WWE's Total Divas reality series, claiming that she watched the show multiple times in its entirety before even watching wrestling at all. Tiffany also said that Charlotte Flair has been extremely helpful and provided her with lots of advice for her career. Another topic that she touched on was the NXT Women's Division. She said that the current NXT Women's Division will be running the main roster in a few years. Tiffany Stratton wrapped up things by listing some of the biggest dream matches she envisions for herself. She wanted to get in the ring with both Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. So a bright future is definitely ahead for the NXT Women's Champion. Another old topic of discussion that has come back into play is the topic of brand split and draft rules being a bit inconsistent at times. The WWE Draft is advertised as being a massive event that locks WWE superstars to one specific brand and gives Raw and SmackDown a unique pool of talent for their own respective shows. But as everyone knows, as the months go by and we move away from the draft, WWE tends to sometimes lighten up on the brand split rules, and doesn't take long before superstars are just all over the place on different brands, and the draft results are just forgotten about. And it's something that gets under some fans' nerves. While other fans don't really mind the lack of brand split enforcement, this is a big topic of discussion right now because it recently happened with the Judgment Day appearing on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown all within the same week, despite them being Raw superstars. You could give a pass to the Judgment Day appearing on NXT because that's just how the show works. They'll have main roster talent come by and make special appearances here and there. But fans were really thrown off when Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio showed up to the July 21st edition of SmackDown without any strong reason at all. That led to Dominik versus Butch for the North American title. And that matchup is pretty insane when looking at the brand split rules because it's technically a Raw superstar versus SmackDown superstar for an NXT title. So that itself is pretty hectic and confusing to a casual viewer. So superstars appearing on other brands isn't a show-breaking issue, but it's definitely a bit strange and does stand out. It's like a player getting drafted and assisted to one team in the NBA, but then turning around and playing with the other teams that they were never drafted to for a while before going back to their original drafted team. It's just a bit out of the norm and does hurt the integrity of the draft. But with Survivor Series rumored to be heading back to the brand supremacy theme, it looks like the brand split rules will stay pretty strict heading towards the end of the year. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.